Filo do Rio de Janeiro, com 6 vitórias e 8 derrotas, apresentando Maicon, Brazilian Nightmare, Kobayashi. Standing across the cage, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He brings into this cage a professional record of 28 wins, 19 losses, and 1 draw. Fighting out of Liverpool, England, give it up for me, the Butcher, Chadwick! Your referee when the action begins is Mr. Greg Larkin.
All right, the main event of Cage Legacy 22 is about to go down. Lee Chadwick in the blue shorts, the red corner. Maicon Kobayashi, the Brazilian Nightmare, black shorts, blue corner. Even more of a Brazilian-like intro there from the man who drew the bow, much like Mr. Pereira. Lovely fakes already to get Lee guessing, but he's not biting on them at all.
He is far too much of a veteran to be biting on fakes at this stage and
trying. Nice tag in there with the long shots from Kobayashi, but great takedown by Lee. Way to take away the slight change of momentum. Really loaded that right hand, overstepped the mark. The level change, the takedown, and now top position, Phil.
I think Chadwick's cut. I think Lee's cut quite badly here. He's bleeding onto the chest of Kobayashi.
Oh, good spot there, Phil. He did take 1 or 2 strikes, perhaps a glancing blow, perhaps a collision with something on the way in, but he's got to work quickly if there is quite a bad cut. Full guard, top position, grinding his man. He walked him into the fence there, Phil. You know, we used to see that from Tito. We don't see it too much these days, but still an effective strategy.
I would like to see Chadwick try and free himself up a little bit right now, just as he's doing, and land some big shots, but that is a lot of claret right there.
That is a lot of claret indeed. He should take a trip to Bordeaux this summer and pick up some more. Trying to stay heavy with the head pressure over the top, their knees to the kidneys there, the Gracie style. I told you this man, he loves his Brazilian icons, you know. He's pulling out the old Gracie heel flicks.
These are nice slicing elbows from the Butcher, carving up his opponent.
Yeah, get some blood on his opponent as well, make him pay back if he can't start some of his own.
I'd love to see just where that cut is on Chadwick and how much of an impediment it might be to his vision when standing.
It honestly looks like it might be his ear, but it's hard to see at this point. I mean, definitely a lot of cauliflower going on. Trying to wrap the neck now with the left arm, but not really got the position to do it. Kobayashi making good use of the fence here to keep his head stuffed up against it to stop that left arm from sneaking around, but you can see the power Chadwick's got.
Watch out for a potential, if he can get himself free, watch out for a potential north-south choke here.
I mean, that would be a thing to see, Phil, from full guard, but perhaps if he can pass, you know what I mean?
If he can pass the guard, yes.
I know what you were saying. Kobayashi, though, we've seen him in this position before, and you know, we did wonder how good the ground game is of Lee Chadwick, if he would end up in this position, if he would be able to lock the man down. And
watch out for the hips here, Kobayashi.
Yeah, he's off to the centre, leaning over on his right hip, perhaps looking to throw a leg up, but Chadwick just butchering the body. Oh, in the side, the guard there as well, finding a home down the middle with a right hand.
He's doing a good job of finding the little pockets of space to throw the shots.
Short arms of Lee Chadwick will definitely pay off in top position like this. You can sneak in shots that perhaps you couldn't see before, and now dropping those big elbows over the top of Kobayashi. Really, since he got put against the fence right here, has not been able to do anything.
And the power that Chadwick is able to generate from these little short spaces is incredible. He's doing a good job of just framing off, now landing big elbows. You can see Kobayashi trying to get that knee shield in. Chadwick just trying to slip through.
So close to side control here right now. It feels like the knee shield is helping, you're right, creating a bit of space, but I feel like it's also creating more space for the ground and pound, which is not necessarily a good thing right now.
You can see what Kobayashi is trying to do. He's trying to sneak out. He's doing the right things. He's on the hip, but that's very difficult to do when you're eating punches thrown by Chadwick.
If he can get that right leg out and get that right knee to the mat, maybe something can happen, but with the overhook, it's going to be hard. If he can swim with the left, maybe he can get things working, but Chadwick with the pressure still on top, very content to just hold his man down here. You've got to think the energy expenditure as well from Chadwick is pretty minimal. His ground and pound shots are coming in, but it's Kobayashi who's having to work from the bottom.
Well, yeah, like you've alluded to, it's very intelligent work from Chadwick. He's forcing Kobayashi to expel that energy, the lactic acid. If we go back to the corners in between, that lactic acid is going to fill the muscles and make him a little bit more lethargic coming out in the second, but who's to say we're going to get to a second round if Chadwick continues to find these pockets of space to land ground and pound?
Still working with a lot of pressure, trying to pull that right leg through the middle right here.
Decky Larkin calling for a little bit more action.
Trying to turn that white hair dye red, I think, as well with the blood. And it does look like it's on the cheek of Chadwick.
Is it the ear, perhaps?
I mean, I did think it might be the ear, but now it looks like he may have just been sliced by something going past his cheek. Perhaps the edge of the glove.
Doesn't seem to be too much of an impediment at all to Chadwick. He's doing a good job of just completely, systematically shutting down the offense of Kobayashi.
So much top positional control and pressure throughout this first round from Lee.
Yep.
I mean, it really looks like this could be the story of all 5 rounds if he gets top position and keeps grinding away, you know.
And it's, again, it shows incredible fight IQ from Chadwick right here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just every day at the office here, I imagine, for Lee, getting top position and grinding on him. You wonder how the physicality will play into this one as well. As both men get back to the feet, see how Kobayashi's body language is looking.
We're just getting a little view from the cut team. Yeah, it seems to be. Is it a little cut under the eye, or is it the? I think it's the ear. I think it is the ear.
Well, only a veteran like myself could have noticed that, Phil. I'm just kidding here. No, I had no idea, of course, but the ear, perhaps cauliflower, you know, has popped. It has happened.
A little touch of the James Thompson about it.
Yeah, well, oh God, that was horrific. Let's not even think about that one. But yeah, perhaps it is the ears the cut woman's addressing right now. We saw Kobayashi in the corner, body language not looking too bad there. You know, he was breathing controlled, sitting up straight, willingly, you know, knowing, okay, that first round, I do not want to get taken down again, especially against the fence, because I don't have a lot of options.
And realistically, if you're in the corner now of Chadwick, you're just going to say, more of the same, my friend. Don't take any unnecessary risks, solidify position, land, ground and pound. But Kobayashi needs to change something up drastically. I'd like to see him use a little bit more lateral movement as opposed to just forward and back.
All right, here we go. Both men look ready. Kobayashi looking a little deterred, but pointing at him now, perhaps saying, hey, you got that first round. The sweat is pouring off Kobayashi, though. You've got to wonder if that's perspiration or just because it's so goddamn hot in here, Phil. Love the fakes it. Oh, is he over-anticipating the takedown there? Almost sprawled himself to the mat.
Watch out for a potential guillotine.
Oh, Lee's on the neck, but falls back into full guard.
And right now, pretty much slap bang in the center of the Cage Legacy cage. Chadwick ready to go to work for another 5 minutes.
Looking to pass to side control right here. And once again, this is almost exactly the same position. You've got this lockdown half guard from Kobayashi, refusing to let Chadwick pass, but also
potential for a mount here.
It looks like he's, I mean, honestly, if I'm Chadwick, you know, the arm triangle feels like it's so close. It really does. With this upper body strength he's got, the way that Kobayashi's elongating himself, but he's looking for a half guard top guillotine. Is he team alpha male, Phil? What's going on?
And he's not just snapping on, he's really slowly working methodically for the position. Right now has that underhook, just controlling the body right now, maybe readjusting to this guillotine.
Oh, he's digging the hips in. Oh, he's looking like he wants to get a finish here. He doesn't want just another round of solid ground and pound. Kobayashi's stopped moving as he tries to maybe conserve energy.
Chadwick must feel like he has this.
No, not anymore, surely.
Let's go.
That left arm is up high now.
He may just try and work for a crucifix here and then land some grounding points.
Just throw the shoulder at him right there, I think. Grinding away is Lee. Chadwick, shoulder pressure, making it uncomfortable for Kobayashi.
And if he can isolate the arm of Kobayashi, he will have no points by which to defend himself. I think the arm slowly sneaking free of Kobayashi.
Again, man, that arm triangle, Phil, feels like it's right there.
You really want the arm triangle, don't you?
Look at the size of him, Phil. All right, he would crush anyone with an arm triangle.
So anybody think you've got a bet on this, mate?
I mean, no. Kobayashi now throwing strikes from the bottom, trying to do something. Perhaps getting a little bit frustrated with the fact that he's not able to work to his feet. But also, Phil, what do you need to see from Kobayashi? He's occasionally going to the hips, but there's no real effort to get up.
Well, like I said in the first round, what Chadwick is doing so brilliantly is systematically shutting down the offense of Kobayashi. And not only is it frustrating, but it's also draining. And this is where Kobayashi may potentially make a mistake that opens up an avenue for a finish.
That half guard has been the saving grace for Kobayashi.
He's just slowly opening it, using the instep of his leg to open it.
Perfect.
Oh, that is gorgeous. Subtle but gorgeous.
Control now for Chadwick.
Switches to scarf.
Yeah, scarfing him up there, trying to make things uncomfortable. Perhaps going to work for a sub. And also now looking to slide that right knee over the belly.
Potential for knee on belly. Yep, knee on belly to then work for the mount.
Kobayashi trying to keep those hips high, get a feel of when that knee's going to come up and over. But again, you know, there's no real attempt to dig for underhooks here with either arm, and that's what we need to see from Kobayashi.
Watch out for the beginning of the north-south.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Had the arm around, lets it go. Potential, almost a wee head arm triangle there.
I saw it, you know, Phil. I'm very well aware of these things popping up. Again, though, looking across here, maybe an Americana, maybe a Kimura attempt. Well, either way, now he's passed out of this half guard. You know, he's getting a lot more pressure on Kobayashi, and also has a lot more options. Let's go with the ground strike right there.
Kobayashi may end up giving up the back. Again, it's pick your poison. Anything he's going to try and do now. Nice little gift wrap here from Chadwick.
Oh, look at this, man. Really driving in with that scarf hold.
I haven't seen a scarf submission in a very long time.
It's like Josh Barnett right here. Talked about that upper body strength, you know, screw an arm triangle. If you could scarf hold the guy, Kobayashi trying desperately to maneuver the hips, create angles, create space here. And that just shows you how much pressure he's dealing with. As he's trying to move to the back.
Oh, no hooks in, rear naked choke.
Kobayashi turns into him, presents his neck one more time for a veteran grappler like Lee Chadwick, who's now locking down a guillotine. Doesn't get the legs involved though. Looks like he's using this for control more than anything.
Has the front headlock position right now. And if you're Kobayashi on bottom, you have to be thinking, what do I need to do to get this man off me?
Oh, man. Firing shots now from Sproul. Lovely rotation to backside.
30 seconds to go. Has
Kobayashi
the body lock.
Trying to work his way to the fence and find his way back to the feet, but unfortunately there is just no time left in this round. Another 5 minutes has been sucked away by Chadwick and his top pressure, as again he hunts for the neck. In every position you go to, it just must feel like you're in a dangerous spot.
Final 10 seconds of the round, and Kobayashi looking at referee Dickie Larkin as if to say, help.
Well, you know, that was great timing on that stop. I thought he was going to stand him up, but as the buzzer goes, back to the feet, Chadwick breathing heavy. Kobayashi looking up at the monitor there as well, knows he's down 2 rounds and hasn't really been able to do much of anything.
Yeah, again, I've said it, this will be the 3rd time saying it, systematically shut down. Kobayashi needs to do something drastic to change it. He quite simply cannot stand in front of Chadwick the way he has been. And at this stage of the game where he's expelled so much energy with Chadwick on top of him, does he have what it takes going into the 3rd round to be so flight of foot, to be able to implement that lateral movement, or will it be a case of lather, rinse, repeat for Chadwick?
Well, you know, he starts off well. There's a lot of level changes. There's a lot of feinting going on. You can tell Kobayashi is a great striker, but like you said, he's just had 0 opportunities. And to be fair, in that round, he just sprawled too early.
Yeah.
He sensed something was happening. He sprawled, and you know, he left himself open for his back to get taken. Almost got choked out, and then ended up having to go to guard.
And there's that stark inevitability once Chadwick scores the takedown, once he establishes top position. The only way he is going to give up that position is if he chooses to do so at the minute.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. All right, here we go. Clapping him in for the 3rd. A little embrace, even though Kobayashi has been dragged around the mat. And now we have a problem with the tape on the glove.
I thought Dickie was going to shout at them for having a
Don't
wee hug.
hug each other. What are you doing? You're allowed to hug, Phil. Just not allowed to kiss, as we found out at the New Year's Eve Pride show. You know, Heath Herring didn't enjoy that. All right, here we go. Tape out of the ring as we are ready once again. Double checking the cage. Asking for a towel, perhaps. A little too wet is his man. Doesn't like it. Buying him some little time here as well.
Just to make him easier to grab for Lee Chadwick.
And Lee's also ready to take a rub down. All right.
Terrible choice of words, mate.
Hey, man, that's technically he's rubbing him down, bro. All right. Like, what do you want me to say? Mopping him up. Towels out of the cage. Here we go. 3rd and final. Clapping him in. Another quick touch of gloves. Here we go. Let's see when the takedown comes. If Kobayashi can pull something out on the feet.
Kobayashi needs to. And there's the takedown. And I believe this is what we're going to see for 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Just complete domination from Chadwick right now.
Yeah, I mean, an inside leg kick and an instant level change. I mean, unfortunately for Kobayashi, just at the start of every round, he's just either made the wrong decision or Lee has just been able to time things perfectly. And it is a shame for Kobayashi, but at the same time, Lee Chadwick has shown a dominant, controlling, pressure-filled top game.
And Chadwick is just edging Kobayashi to the cage wall, where he's going to compress him, land enough shots, and slowly work to half guard, to side control, continue his work. It's sequentially beautiful to watch.
I like that. Sequentially beautiful. It's a good way of putting it here, Phil. We are just seeing such control from Chadwick, a man who's had 48 fights, I believe, and that is a crazy number to look at as more shots are raining down. Using the head pressure well now. Kobayashi trying to sort of box scoot up against the fence, but
credit to Kobayashi, he's still trying to work his way back up. Still feels like he's something to offer in this fight, but by God, this is bound to be frustrating.
Chadwick wasting no time once again, taking this fight to the mat. We've seen the great timing on the level changes, and also in good physical condition here tonight. We talked about all his first round finishes that he's got, but more than happy and capable of just grinding an opponent out and shutting down a dangerous striker like Kobayashi. Beautiful game planning.
Foot on the hip from Kobayashi. He's really going to have to pull out the likes of a Hail Mary type submission here. But against a veteran, a savvy veteran like Chadwick, I don't think he's going to get the opportunity to do so.
He's not stood up once, unfortunately, in the sort of 15 minutes this fight has been going on. And you got to think, if there's a time to stand up, it would be now. But I just don't know that he's going to make it happen for him. He's been okay at mitigating the damage, and again returning to full guard. But in terms of being able to get to a hip, to build a base against the fence, or even swim for those underhooks in different positions, he's just not had any success because Chadwick's just been too good with it.
Chadwick's starting to up the frequency of shots a little bit here. This is better from Kobayashi. Up to his feet. Can he create a little bit of distance and separation?
Driving with the head. And finally, to the feet from Kobayashi. That's great work, but he's kind of in this under-over body lock here. He's got an underhook with the right arm, but there's a lot of space right there as well, and he's going to even just use that to attack with that left arm. Keep control with the right is Mr. Chadwick. Oh, that's a nice knee.
Nice work to establish the underhook from Kobayashi. But again, momentarily created a little bit of distance, but then gets cradled by big Lee Chadwick.
Yeah, barely had a chance to move away from the cage right there. Straight back into top position. 1 minute 30 left on the clock for Kobayashi to do something spectacular. But we just don't know if it's going to happen.
As dominant a performance as we've seen from Lee Chadwick in quite some time.
From the bottom now. Side control for Chadwick. I wonder if we'll see a last burst from him to try and look for a finish here as well.
Hitting the scarf again. Surprisingly though, he's decided not to go for mount at any stage.
Trying to gift wrap his man right here now. It's bad if you're getting gift wrapped in a fight. I like how Kobayashi's trying to reach back and control that leg, but he needs to turn into him here, Phil.
This is just the closing stanzas of a completely dominant performance.
Looking at some more tape from the glove there for a second. Completely gift wrapped. I mean, he could almost choke him out with his own arm here if he tried hard enough.
And you wonder if Chadwick's just going to think, I'll ride this out to decision win, or if he fancies getting the finish.
Well, he's had 50 fights, Phil. I don't care. I don't think he cares if he...
Head arm triangle potential. I thought you would have spotted that.
Hello.
Gift wrap head arm triangle.
Yeah, you don't see this very often. That's why I'm confused here, Phil. I'm like, he's on the wrong side, but you're right, using the gift wrap to try and attack that arm triangle. Doesn't get it. Kobayashi momentarily, a glimmer of hope, but straight back down to the mat. And it's going to be a dominant decision victory for Lee Chadwick, 50 fights into his MMA career.
Wow.